Okay, where were we? Sorry about that. I had a visitor. Okay. On 8/21 of 2023, a message and a vision came through at 8:39 p.m. And I had talked about this before in another reading. When you take an image and remove the layers of resolution, it changes the whole image that was unseen. See, I love photography and I take a lot of pictures. So something was trying to tell me about photos and how the images are different because that's kind of how our life is right now. Layers are being removed from the images around us. Things are starting to malfunction. I said this a long time ago. I had a dream that things, like a year and a half ago, that things were going to start to malfunction. Like the movie They Live. If you've never seen the movie They Live, go watch it. I think it's 1984. Everything looked normal to the naked eye until he put on the sunglasses and changed the resolution of the images around him, and he's seen reality. The aliens all around him mingling with the humans. They look like humans without the glasses on. But when you put the glasses on, you could tell which were human and which weren't. That is something that uh, I don't know why I was getting premonitions of that stuff. I don't know why I was getting writing things down like that. But most of my dream journal uh, talks about different things like that. So, okay, over the dream journal, I just want you to keep things in mind that I started to do in July around and it was around my birthday. I started to do a look back in time. I started to do glimpses of my perception and things in my life that I thought what they were and they really weren't. And I have this feeling that that was trying to get me ready for this time right now because what we're seeing something, but I don't think it's what we're seeing, if that makes any sense. So, I have a flute music, a gentleman that plays flute, and I absolutely love him. And I have been turning him on in the evening when Donnie's sleeping and the dogs are sleeping. I have been turning him on. And I have been doing meditation and I have been letting the cards just fly out. I've been channeling messages, and I've seen some things. It's going to, and I did have a premonition. Let me see if I can find it in my dream journal that things were going to get really rough. Okay, I did read the distance of the rough waters. I started to do that with people. And I want to tell you some other things too. Before this hurricane, I had mentioned that we had got a generator given to us, but let me tell you a few other things that happened. I had a pool out back, a big pool, 22-foot pool, and I was cleaning it every day. And I love my pool. I've had it for about almost 3 years, I'm thinking. And I said to my husband, it had gotten green. It was like a week or two where it rained and I hadn't cleaned it. And when it gets green, it's a nightmare to clean. I mean, you got to get it cleaned back up and this and that. And I said to my husband, I said, I'm gonna sell the pool. He was shocked. He's like, "You're gonna sell the pool?" I said, "Yeah, I've had my time with the pool. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep up with it, the chemicals and the cleaning and I just don't want to." So we ended up selling the pool. We got a little bit of money out of it, and it was nice because we've had it for 3 years, and it's an above ground pool, and they're worth about what they're worth. So I sold the pool, and this was like 4 months ago. I sat in the backyard, and then my husband got the generator from a friend, and he says, fix it, and he says just keep it, and it was like a $13 part. So those two things happened before this hurricane. Now, if I would have had that pool and this hurricane would have hit, we had a giant tree limb come down right where the pool would have sat. So that pool would have been destroyed. And we would have had 10,000 gallons of water with the storm in our yard. And it would have been damaged and I wouldn't have got any money for it. So it would have been useless. Just we would have had to clean it up. The generator saved us. I mean, we were able to run our refrigerator after a few days of getting it organized and getting gas and all this other. We were able to run our refrigerator and fans and charge our cell phone and things like that in this emergency. So we were getting prepared unconsciously in this 3D matrix, but in our consciousness, I think we knew. I think we knew the things that we had to do to get prepared for this. That's just what I'm feeling. I seen a lot of things that were going to happen that weren't good, to prepare, to stay silent, to go within, to release people that weren't good for you. I started doing that. And we're still going through the dark night of the soul. We'll always go through the dark night of the soul. So I've said that before and I'll say it again. There's always going to be something in our life that we're going to have to go through. Now, the cards that came out were very interesting cards. I did get one card that was similar to the cards we got the other day, but most of them were fresh cards and I guess new messages. The first one I got was the hero, and I call this the hero's journey. And it's all fire, and we've been getting a lot of fire lately, um, which doesn't surprise me. Fire and water. What happened? Maui, fire, Florida, water. So there's a lot of things that I had said a while back that we had to get ready for, that I knew something. I didn't know what. I knew something was going to happen drastically to change our lives. The hero represents someone we all admire for their noble qualities, their courage and willingness to champion and rescue the weak and vulnerable. The past, the hero would ride in and save the village from thieves and villains, rescue damsels in distress, and battle against injustice. In the present, there are doctors who work to save people. I'm not gonna read this because I don't agree with this quote. Yes, there's doctors that save people, but to me, this hero's journey to me, it's a spiritual, it's a mental one, and it's a physical one. Wherever you are in this time, are you the hero? Are you the villain? Or are you the shadow people in the background? That's the way I look at this. The hero's journey. What is your journey? Are you a hero? Are you a villain? Or are you just sitting in the background? Are you just those background people? Because if you take Facebook, for instance, look at Facebook. You got a lot of friends. You could say 126 people on your Facebook page. You're having a bad day, you post it on Facebook. You have 4 people out of those 126 that come forward and say, oh my goodness, are you having a bad day? I feel so bad. I hope you have a better day. Maybe make it magical, blah, blah, blah. Those are your heroes. Those are your people that are going to come forward and make you feel better when in the time of darkness when you need it. But then there's those other people that say, well, you'll get over it. Don't say nothing, or say something smart. Go have a drink. Those are the villains. Whether you think so or not, those are the villains in your story. And then you have the people that say nothing. Those are the people in the background. So that's what we're dealing with right now. We have the heroes that are coming forward. We have the villains that are just making snide comments and being little villainous people that they are. And then we have the background people, which basically do nothing. They just sit in the background and work and live. So that's what I think of this card. And this card is amazing. This card has the bear. The bear has the sun with the third eye, the paws. She's got the third eye covered too, and the sun above with the eye. I really think the third eye in the center of your forehead was just a picture. That was just to say that we have a third eye, but that's not the one we use. I think the one we use is within our heart space and our crown chakra. The source is the crown, and the Christ consciousness within is the heart space. It's the love. So we have to use all of our senses, but I'm thinking this third eye was kind of like trickery. It was trying to get your attention, but that's not where we need to put our concentration and try to open. This is what we need. The heart space and the sun. That's what we need. The over our crown. So, and with that one, I had more cards than normal. So give me a minute. We got the Three of Swords. And that one was the 12, 3, Trinity. We've been getting a lot of Trinity. 3, Three of Swords, Trinity. And this is heartache. Feel the pain and see the truth of the matter. The situation has happened for a reason. The heartbreak card of the tarot, but thankfully it is a minor arcana and signifies a transient event that you will process and heal from. That was my event. The hurricane was my event, and I started to get prepared for this event before it happened. And I knew that there was going to be heartache. The GoFundMe page was a heartache. It was a heart stabber because I humbled myself and I loved the fact that people gave. It was amazing. It made me feel so good. But then the crusher was the people that were in your life that you felt the closest to, that have the most money, that should have even gave anything or even said, hey, are you okay? That was the heartbreak for us, for me. That really hurt, but I knew, because I had started to look at my story and look at the villains and the heroes and the background people, and I kind of knew that they were there. That's who they were, the closest of me, the closest of my friendship. They were kind of the villains and the background people. So it was that perception that I had already went through, kind of looking at, that I had to relook at. And it was interesting. But my scenario, this is my scenario. Look at your scenario. And if you were in this scenario, what would your friends and your loved ones do? Would it be the strangers that came forward and helped you? The heroes of the story? So who's your heroes, your villains, and your background people? That's what we really need to look at right now. So then King of Earth come out, and I've never got this card. I love this card. He is amazing. Take pride in accomplishments. Pay it forward. Honor your process. Now is not the time to make changes. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Free yourself from control. Don't be lazy. Abuse, misuse of power. Um, he is all earth. I'm telling you, that is a beautiful card. The King of Earth is a very satisfied man, and he has every reason to be. everything he touches turns to gold. There's that gold again. You know, gold has really been coming up. I mean, look back at the readings. We got the emotion card, which was the gold, and I talked about the intuitive card that we got that was gold, and I've been seeing gold. And I remember a dream a couple years back. I seen gold floating from the sky. So I'm like, nose is itching. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Um, so the gold thing is popping up. Pay attention to how much you hear gold and you're seeing gold and you're thinking gold. His kingdom is secure and wealthy, and his people are happy and prosperous. While some may consider that his circumstances are born of luck, he is a natural leader, and his success is born of hard work and dedication. He is proud of his accomplishments and is not afraid to acknowledge them, and more importantly, to enjoy them. However, despite any appearance of the excess, he is very grounded and realistic and enjoys abundance because he is wise and careful. You know, oh my God, the moss is just killing me with my nose today. Sorry. Um, The king of earth is not afraid to be open or candid because he has no insecurities or emotional baggage to feel doubts and fears. He is the only willing to be shared in success and gives advice and guidance without hesitating when asked. He does not fear that going so will give rise to a competitor or rival. He believes that everyone is entitled to the same opportunities. That is a very beautiful card. Everybody is should have the same opportunities as everyone else. And it's not like that. It's very hard in this world. You know, that was one thing that I thought to myself when all this happened and we were living in a tree for 2 weeks in our camper after the hurricane. The worst part about it was I wasn't afraid to die. I was basically what I was afraid of was asking anyone for help. To have to come back and be alive and ask anyone for help. That was my biggest fear because I don't like to do that. We don't like to ask people for help. We help ourselves and we help others because that's who we are. I'm getting humble and sentimental. So let's get on with this guy. He is clear-minded and reliable, someone you can trust and depend on. He is also wise and intelligent, and these factors keep him at the forefront of all that he does. On a business level, some may see him as boring and but other methods are sound. He has found a process that works for him and one that pays dividends. Why change what yields results? The King of Earth may appear in your reading to tell you that it is okay to rejoice in your success. All too often, we are made to feel that taking pride in our success is being boastful. That can lead to feelings of guilt and decisions to stay. I think that everybody should be able to make their way in this world honestly and respectfully and help others on their way. And that's a great card. Now, the other card that came out was that one, which was the sun. It was happiness. And he talks about happiness, the earth card. Appreciate your deserved success in this time of rest and recuperation. Enjoy feeling safe and appreciated, the harmony that is around you. That is interesting that he just talked about his success and how he was very comfortable with his success. And then he wanted to be joyful, and then the happiness, the sun card came out with that one. So that was a great card, and it really represented each other well. Now, the other card that came out was the same card we got the other day. And it was an interesting card because I did a lot of description in the card when we pulled. It is the emotion card. And we are all going through emotions right now, big time. I know I am. I know a lot of people are. I know a lot of people, we had the hurricane, but I think a lot of people have hurricanes in their world, in their life. It's like one day you're free flowing and the next day you're this girl right here. You're wondering what happened. Remember, we want to be here. We don't want to be here. This is the dark night of the soul. These are things we left. We need to balance our world. She's telling us, and I need to keep saying it because when I channeled, I have to keep saying these cards. I have to keep showing you what you have to go to. You have to go to the balance. You have to go to the golden light. Now, the card that came out with that one was the Queen of Wands, passion. Follow your intuition to make the best decisions in relationship, work, and projects. I think the success is up to us. The success in our life is completely up to us. And we can't, sometimes we have our emotions involved and it hinders our success. So we have to be careful with the emotions. Now, I usually do the 3-card spread, but the last few days, there's been more cards that really want to come out. So I just keep going with it. And I got the death and rebirth, as I call it, the golden egg and the frog. Frogs there with the golden egg. Are we seeing golden? Snakes protecting that golden egg. A lot of snakes out there protecting them golden eggs right now, isn't it, though? We're going through the rebirth. Let go of the past. The future is unknowable. Change is unavoidable. There is no going back. Allow yourself to mourn. Death rebirth is a gradual process. Shed your skin, the dark night of the soul. Allow innocence to be reborn, inner child. Focus on the short-term future, a change in beliefs, attitudes, or behavior. The death card symbols cycles and changes. Death rebirth is the death of the old and the birth of the new. It is time to let go of the past and turn to face a new and unknown future with the awareness that there is no going back, and there is no going back. You can't change. This card was perfect because we can't go back and change anything. We've lost people, we've lost things, we've done things, we've grown, we've we've got new friends now somewhat. We've old friends are still in the background, but they're not there no more. And they're not gonna be. And the card that came out with that was the Seven of Wands, endurance. Say your words loud and clear, and then be prepared to negotiate. You have the higher moral ground, and with endurance and courage, you will get the results you need. So I didn't want to take a lot of time on these cards because these cards are just giving us a little insight of what we need to think about and what we need to do and how we need to go forward. Um, we have to we have to discover who's the hero, villain, and the background people in our life, and because we are taking the hero's journey. But are we a hero? Are we a villain? Or are we background people? We have to decide that too. We have to really look at ourselves and the perception of things around us and the perception of ourselves. And we will have a lot of heartache. Trust me. It's 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 a cry thing sometimes to think that those people are gone out of your life and it will never be the same. And we need to ground ourselves. We need to have the success. We need to be positive about it. We need to feel good about it. The sun, the happiness. Too many people feel embarrassed of that. We need to control our emotions and balance it out. We need masculine, feminine, and inner child, and we have to work on that. and feel the passion of it. We are going through the rebirth, and it's never going to be the same. We're going for the golden egg, and that's what we're going in. And it's endurance. It's what we can take. And as you can see, we're all taking it the way we need to take it. Now, Gateway of Light activation. They really love this. I love this card deck. They really wanted to talk. And I let them because I know that we're getting some downloads. And I'm going to read the cards as they flew out. I want to go from the first one that flew out. That's the first one, which was interesting because we talked yesterday about the throat chakra, that we are using our voice. And this is the one we got. And this is Temple of Truth, throat chakra, authenticity, and self-expression. Look at that. And to me, that waterfall represents the your voice flowing out, your throat opening up, and your voice flowing out. The throat chakra is found between our collarbones and is the energetic center that governs everything to do with truth, communication, and self-expression. Whenever we have to speak up, raise our voice, or even just get our emotions out, it is activated. We'll often feel when this space is clogged up energetically or when it needs to open, because we'll feel a lump in our throat or even our heart. I felt that before, and I really went quiet when I feel that. So it is probably clogging our throat chakra. This card transports us to the Temple of Truth, the inner energetic gateway that supports our truest form of expression. The image shows that this is a bright, airy, open space with flowing water. This represents the emotions that run through us. Emotions are powerful messengers, and if we don't attend to what needs to come out or through us, they build up, and before we know it, we're overwhelmed by them. Place your fingertips on either side of your collarbone and breathe toward your throat center. Visualize a doorway opening or a portal forming, allowing the energy within to flow freely. Your message: when you are brought to this space, you are being reminded of the importance of your identity and your self-expression in this lifetime. Acknowledging who you are, who you have been, and who you are becoming is so important for the unfoldment of your path. There's an old story that the truth hurts. This gateway reminds you that, in fact, the truth heals. Your truth is your truth, and it's important for you to honor it with every facet of your being. This isn't the first incarnation in which you have felt the importance of honesty and authenticity, but it may be the first in which you have had full freedom of expression. This gateway coming to you today is a message that there is something buried deep inside you that you haven't expressed, and this is causing energetic blockage. On your ever unfolding path, it is a time to love yourself enough to honor the feelings that are rising up in you, for they are divine guidance that will bring you in greater alignment. That's really interesting because we've been talking about alignment. I was so out of line after the hurricane that Julia Stubbe got me back in line, and I really needed that. It was two energies that came together, and that's what I needed. It really bounced me back. Now, this one came out, and it's Star Being Healing Codes. Important information, wounds are healed and recharging. We are getting downloads. Remember, we got that card the other day. There are many names for star beings, such as ETs, star people, star ancestors, sky people, and more. Whatever they are called, they are divinely inspired, evolving beings existing in dimensions that we can't even comprehend. They are the overseers of the cosmos, and like angels are divine expressions of the heart of Source, who are dedicated to the well-being of the entire universe. They are limited by time or space. Oh, they aren't limited, excuse me. I was going to say, there is no time and space. Okay. They aren't limited by time and space, for they are from a higher dimension. Their frequency healings are received on a spiritual level and can move through our energy centers to affect our physical. These cosmic beings are our interplanetary cousins and are now coming to many souls on Earth in support of healing, expansion, and harmony. Star beings exist in multiple forms and come from many different universes, but this card is a gateway that transports us to one of their healing sanctuaries. It is a gateway that is open to many different star beings, and so it doesn't stipulate which cosmic race is coming to us, but we will be receiving healing codes directly from the cosmic guides. The healing can be emotional, physical, or spiritual. However it comes now, that it's a great blessing. Connect. Say, thank you, star beings of healing, for placing your hands of light upon my being and guiding me back to my whole and healed self. That's an amazing card. Message. If the world seems overwhelming or intense at this time, know that it is okay for you to retreat to a safe place to cleanse and recharge your energy. You may feel called to be a healer for others and share healing with the world, but please ensure you are balanced and filled up with light first. This is not the time for you to sacrifice your own well-being in order to serve others. Light beings are placing their hands upon you now, filling you with divine light that will wash away any blockages or stagnant energy standing in the way of your freedom and wholeness. Star beings are channeling healing codes and frequencies into your being, and it's important for you to stay alert for any intuitive guidance about your body so you can be restored to heal once more. That I really believe is happening. I really believe now that we are getting the codes, because I also a while back said that we were leaving the calm of the storm. That was a couple months ago. We also got the karmic board clearing, energetic clearing, rewriting your story, and living your truth. What are the other cards we've got today? Truth, looking at your story, who's the villains, who's the heroes, and who's the shadow people. Look at that. Karmic board clearing. The karmic board is a congeneration of spiritual beings dedicated to implementing the law of cause and effect. They have the capacity to help us overcome any karmic blockages that are affecting us. We can call on them to bring healing into our energetic field and to clear away any patterns that are standing in the way of our experience of love and the expression of our life purpose. Karmic blockages are often misunderstood. Many people think that a blockage is punishment for their bad choices or wrongful behavior, but it's not. Source is always on our side. It wants us to have a positive experience here on Earth, but it also honors our choices and experiences. And sometimes these result in karmic blockages. It's important to know that many of these blockages were actually created by innocent choices. For example, continually letting someone's bad behavior or mistreatment of us slide because we really wanted to see the good in them, or choosing not to let love in because there was a part of us that was scared of the unknown. I did that. I wanted to see people heal and be fixed and help them, and I stayed and I stayed, and it was just a bad situation. They were in a very, very, very dark place, and I couldn't deal no more. I couldn't handle it. So connect. Imagine yourself surrounded by golden light and say, thank you, karmic board, for clearing all blockages, debts, unfinished patterns, experiences, psychic pain, and any other barriers that could be standing in the way of my experience of love. Your message: if you are being overwhelmed by a traumatic memory or a painful event now, it's because this old energy is no longer serving you and that your spirit is calling for it to be released. This card comes to you at a time when you are ready to surrender old ways of being and old stories. Now that know that receiving this message means your energetic self has been taken to the karmic board during sleep and meditation so that your light body can be cleared of all karmic blockages and stories. All fears, phobias, challenges with patterns and relationships and feeling of being misunderstood are being released now. You are ready to move forward. Oh, I can't say. I just don't know what to say about that card. That card is crazy. It it just tied everything together. I mean, literally, me going through all this and releasing and the villains and the heroes and that and oh wow, okay. Beautiful card, people, beautiful card. And okay. And number 23 come out. I did the Soul Helper Oracle. I always do that. And release the inner rebel. Be yourself and create your own universe. Butterflies. You know, it was funny yesterday we talked about the butterflies in the cocoon. And later on that day, I got a picture of a beautiful butterfly. And now we have the releasing your inner rebel with a butterfly. She looks like the rebel. She looks like a total rebel. But the butterfly, she's out of the cocoon. She's got the butterflies around her. And you know what else? I took a picture of a morning glory yesterday, and that looks like a morning glory. So I have a picture of the butterfly and the morning glory, and this card wasn't pulled till this morning. So, okay. The heart of the rebel beats within us all. We understand Lilith and her urge for self-determination and freedom because we have already felt this impulse. And at the moment, you feel it strongly too. If you are not familiar with the story of Lilith, here is a brief outline. God originally created Adam and gave him a wife as a companion, according to the Talmud. This first wife was called Lilith, and she was of equal birth, self-confident, proud, and a free woman. She refused to serve Adam and wanted to be in a dominant position when they made love, which displeased Adam. He wanted to dominate her, and an argument ensued. Lilith spoke the secret name of the Lord, which resonates full of magic, and parted from Adam, leaving him a free and self-determined leaving him as a free and self-determined woman. It is said that she had many children, but lost them as a punishment for her disobedience and individualism. Lilith wanted to be free. She was not meant for a small world. You have drawn this card because you too need more space and freedom for yourself. Emerge from your constraint cocoon. You are a child of Lilith. All witches, shamans, and healers, all wise men and women, all those to whom knowledge is given have a spiritual connection to Lilith. Who wants to oppress you? Who wants to take your place? Who is crossing boundaries? Rebuke them, but clearly and with love. Since people are sometimes unaware of their incorrect behavior, follow the path of your soul, the path of freedom, and pay no attention to the complaints and criticism of others. They do not know that you can create your own universe. Your helper for the next 21 days are the power animals, the condor, the herbal essence is jasmine, the healing crystal is emerald, and the number is 5. I don't know why, but I just thought of the Wizard of Oz and the Emerald City. And I talked about the money system yesterday. We know the Emerald City was the Federal Reserve in the story of the Wizard of Oz. Huh, okay. Keep that in mind. Now I'm going to find the number 5, which we know is change. Tells you that you have a deep connection with the divine source and that nothing can prevent wisdom from finding its way to you. Your current priorities and fidelities, reliable and loyalty, focus on them and concentrate on healing them in both the world outside and the inner world. The number 5 brings protection, giving you the freedom to act more boldly. Its energy field is centering, bringing the strength that always recognizes and recreates itself at the end of the soul path, along with meditation, belief, and insight. I really feel that the Lilith card, the rebel, the inner rebel, we've been talking about this for a few days now. This was a message that had to come out. Remember, look at your story. Who's the hero? Who's the villain? And who are the people in the darkness? Who are the people in the background? Your background people. We have to weed them out, and we have to go for the people that are the heroes in our journey. Although, the balance, the emotion of the balance, we're gonna have the villains. It just happens. Every story has a villain. So just be aware. Be aware of that. This was a great reading. I couldn't have asked for a better reading. I've been going back and re-listening to my readings because I get something out of these too. I just realize right now we are getting a lot of downloads. I'm constantly getting downloads, either with dreams or with visions or with channeling. And I'm trying to bring them to you as fast as I can in what comes to me. That reading really resonated with me. We have frequency codes coming, and I can feel them. I can see them. There's too much going on right now. Something is going to give. We don't know what yet, but we need to. I watched something last night, and I have to bring this up. Something is telling me, do not forget this, to bring this up. They did dream studies. The scientists did dream studies, and they know how to go into someone's dream and basically put an advertisement, put a programmed message in your dream. And it's through television, it's through watching things, it's programmable messaging. And I posted a picture the other day on my Facebook, and it was just a picture of people standing in the city, and they were all standing together, and this guy had a different color on, but if you look and you squint your eyes or you look away a little bit, you can see that they spelled out obey, kind of like the movie They Live, where he put the sunglasses on and he could see billboards that said obey and this and this, and this is what they're doing to us. They are programming us with what they want us to be programmed with. We need to be very, very careful and vigilant of what we are looking at and what we are being programmed. Fear cannot be in it. They can put fear, they can instill fear in your mind. And guess what? That's what they thrive off of. The low vibrational energy, the fear, the darkness. If you're in a dark place, if you walk into your home and it is dark, 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 you are stuck in a dark place. It is not good. I'm telling you right now, it is not a good place for you to be. So, with that said, I want everybody to have their intuition going and their spider senses, because there's a lot going on that we really just don't know about. And I think we have to go with the flow right now. But fear, do not let it in at all, period. Don't let it in. So, with that being said, I just want you guys to all know that I love you very much. And may every step in your journey be magical. Guess what? Just be you.